The beginning of the story is seen in a location called the New World. There is a group of hunters sailing in a desert. They then accidentally wake up the creatures that live in the sand. Called Diablos, several hunters were lost when the monster attacked the ship, and also made one hunter fall off the ship and was abandoned by his crew. In the human world, an army led by Captain Artemis. While in the desert for a mission, Artemis led her troops to a place and saw that there was a storm, and then the ground began to shake and open, which made Artemis and her friends fall into the gap. And then they woke up in a desert. They also saw that the remains of the military team that had previously patrolled the place had been burned by something. Artemis then led her team to enter the vehicle, and they also found giant ribs in the desert, and there were also hunters who saw them and tried to warn them with arrows coated with lime. But the military misinterpreted it as an attack and shot him, and then Diablos started coming from under the sand.
Link, back in the vehicle!
Tried to shoot it, but it didn't work, and then the military members were killed by the Diablos. They then hid in a cave, and when they felt safe, at night they found a spider monster inhabiting the cave called Nursula, and also attacked Artemis. The soldiers tried to save Artemis, but they thought she was dead and were forced to leave her. Artemis woke up and there was already a spider monster near her and attacked her. Then Artemis woke up in the spider nest made by the monster, and she also saw that her friend had died. She then tried to get out of that place and met one soldier who still survived. Then they walked trying to find a way out. On the way, Link complained of pain in his body, and it was seen that there had been a group of eggs on his skin, and then a bigger spider monster came and attacked Link.
Oh my god!
Unable to save the soldier, Artemis ran away. Artemis then managed to get out of the cave, and it was also seen that the spider monsters were afraid of sunlight. Then Artemis met the hunter. They both don't trust each other and only consider it a threat. Then they fought. And after that, the hunter captured Artemis and took her to his hiding place to avoid the spider monster. Artemis then tried to free herself from the bonds, and then after successfully making him unconscious, she then tied the hunter. Hunter fights Artemis again with his hands tied and makes himself almost fall into the spider monster's lair. But Artemis then saves him. After that, they work together. Artemis gave chocolate to Hunter and made Hunter happy because the chocolate had a good taste, and then Hunter gave water to Artemis. Artemis tried to explain to Hunter that she had to return to her world through something that had brought her to that world, but the Hunter was unable to do so because of the Diablos. Then the Hunter had the idea to use the spider monster's poison to kill the Diablos, and also they set a trap to kill one spider monster and take its fang. Then they prepared and practiced to go through to fight against Diablos, and the next day, Artemis and the Hunter went to get ready to fight the Diablos. Hunter lured Diablos to chase him so that Artemis could go to the car and shoot Diablos. Tried to attack Diablo's head, but his sword didn't pierce deep enough and he fell. Then Artemis used her weapon to go over Diablo's head and stabbed the sword deeper into its head and managed to kill it. Artemis then treated the Hunter, and after that they continued their journey. They then went to an area where many plant-eating monsters lived there, and also seen on the hill. There is a sky tower that can take Artemis home. They then gathered food and water and set up camp for the night, and suddenly a giant monster called Rathalos began to attack the forest and scare the monsters that were there, which made them run around. It turns out that there are Hunter friends who help them, but when Artemis thanked the Admiral then punched Artemis unconscious. Artemis woke up having been locked up in the ship. Then the Admiral freed Artemis. It also appears that they have a crew named Palico who is a cat. He explained to Artemis that he thought Artemis was a threat and he was just trying to protect his world. He released Artemis because he had been told by the hunter that Artemis was not a threat. Then the Admiral told Artemis about Rathalos and how to fight Rathalos. That Rathalos was very weak before it breathed fire. They also planned to launch an attack on Rathalos and bring Artemis home. Artemis then followed the Admiral and his crew to attack Rathalos, who was in the Sky Tower, and then they fought against Rathalos.
Yeah, let's go. They're weak just before they breathe fire.
When Rathalos attacked, Artemis then escaped and fell from the Sky Tower and then sent her back to the human world. She was later found by other soldiers, but unexpectedly, it turns out that Rathalos also managed to enter human world and attacked all the soldiers there. Then Artemis took her weapon to attack Rathalos. Just when Rathalos was about to spout fire, Artemis threw a bomb into Rathalos' mouth, which caused a huge explosion inside Rathalos' body. But apparently the attack was not enough to kill it. Rathalos then tried to attack Artemis, but the hunter appeared and shot an explosive arrow at Rathalos and finally killed Rathalos. The Admiral also later appeared that they came to the human world because they knew that Rathalos was in the human world and they felt they had a responsibility to help fight Rathalos. Then the Admiral tells Artemis that other monsters are coming and immediately prepares another attack. And then the three of them work together and attack together. In the last scene, Artemis is seen returning to the new world with the hunter and also the Admiral. They fight Rathalos and there is a hooded figure watching them from the top of the tower, and also Palico then appears to join the fight. The movie ends. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, because by subscribing you have supported me to make better videos. What movie do you want next? Just comment below. Have a nice day.
Muchas gracias, afición. Este para vosotros.